Just can't stop talking about my favorite senator, Tommy Tuberville, former football coach, know nothing, do nothing, yet the most military man the world has ever known, who apparently isn't the senator from Florida, even though that's his full-time residence, and isn't even the senator for Alabama. It appears he represents the Kremlin, because he went on Steve Bannon's show yesterday and disseminated straight from the mouth of Vladimir Putin talking points from Russia, justifications for the invasion of Ukraine. This is a sitting United States senator doing the dirty work of a foreign despot. Before I get to that, though, I want you to enjoy Steve Bannon just gushing, just slathering it up and going to town on Tommy Tuberville, asking him about being Donald Trump's Secretary of Defense. And you will not believe the justification for his qualifications in the minds of Steve Bannon. Watch this.
When he's elected, would you step in as Secretary of Defense?
Oh, I'm not qualified for that. But
I think you're an Army brat. You had a dad fought in Normandy, and you know the military backwards and forward. What do you mean not qualified?
Well, but we got qualified people. But I just want to help him. I want to help him in whatever capacity, probably more from the Senate, because we need numbers in the Senate. That's going to back him. Right now, we're even split in the Republican side about whether we should back President Trump, which is the biggest.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
there's actually senators over there you think that don't back Trump?
Well, they haven't been very supportive since I've been here. And, he's not a politician. Trump doesn't represent politicians. He represents people in our country. And that's the reason he was elected the first time. They recognize that, and that's the reason they cheated him out of the second one, because they knew he represented the people, not the politicians. He will be put back in by the people of this country and not the politicians. And people need to understand that we work for the people. We don't work for politicians, and that's what reason President Trump won the first time. He actually won the second time, but he will win this time, hands down.
You're a military brat, therefore you're qualified to be Secretary of Defense of these United States military branches. Your father fought at Normandy, so you are qualified to be the SecDef. You see how low the bar is for MAGA world? That's all it takes. Oh, you watched a Navy SEAL movie one time. You've seen A Few Good Men. You know everything about the Marine Corps because you've watched that movie. You've watched Jack Nicholson say, "You can't handle the truth." Oh. Well, we got the fun out of the way. I want you to watch this and be alarmed. I mean, do what you're going to do, but what he said here is alarming. What he's getting ready to say, what you're getting ready to witness, is just Russian propaganda. It is making excuses for Vladimir Putin, painting Vladimir Putin as some kind of a peacenik whose hand was forced. He never would have done what he done if not for the United States and our military defensive posture of ourselves and our allies. It's a lot. Watch this.
Well, it's obvious, number one, the Biden administration have zero diplomacy skills. There should have been a summit with Vladimir Putin, right after this thing started. They had it done deal. We all know that. But we talked to them, hey, we'll give you whatever it takes. We're going to give you, you're going to be able to fight these Russians and knock them back.
Whatever it takes for however long it takes.
Yeah. I mean,
open-ended checkbook.
How many TV clips have you seen of a battle in Ukraine? Zero in the last 6, 7, 8 months. It's one-sided. Putin just kind of sitting back, watching what's going on, wondering, hey, when y'all going to come over and we'll draw a line here. He doesn't want Ukraine. He doesn't want Europe. Hell, he's got enough land of his own. He just wants to make sure that he does not have United States weapons in Ukraine pointing at Moscow.
Yeah.
What is he talking about? He didn't want Ukraine. He doesn't want Europe. Hell, he got enough land of his own, says Tommy Tuberville. He just wants to make sure he does not have U.S. weapons in Ukraine. That's all. That's all it would take, is just appease Vladimir Putin. Why did we not go into a summit and beg Vladimir Putin to not invade, murdering women and children, pregnant ladies in hospitals? Why? Why did we not do? Oh, Biden doesn't know what diplomacy is, says the football coach. The liar, the most military man in the world, never served, has zero understanding of our military, apparently of our defensive posture, what the job is, of military readiness, of a global stage. We've entered into agreements with other nations through treaties of alliance. And all of that means nothing to Tommy Tuberville. He'd rather protect Vladimir Putin. He'd rather make excuses for a desperate who murders his own citizens, journalists. I mean, how many people have fallen out of windows in Russia? Vladimir Putin came to power after murdering Russians in apartment bombings. Just Google 1999 Putin apartment bombings and read to your heart's content about what a maniac Vladimir Putin is. And we got a sitting United States Senator here, a Trump sycophant. Trump won, he won. Carrying water for an enemy, a hostile enemy nation. This is where we are with the Republican Party today, endangering our defensive posture on a global stage. Who do you represent? Tommy Tuberville. Who's paying the bills? Tommy Tuberville. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can leave a comment below. You can also leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me as always, daily at Dollemore.com. I would ask that you consider supporting this work, helping me make these videos. You can click the join button below for $2 a month. You become a channel member right here on YouTube. You can go to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. Similar to YouTube channel memberships, just a different way to do it. Doesn't just support the podcast, absolutely supports here. I would love to see you there. And follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore. I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.